Okay guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about the people you should train with if you have the chance, because maybe you don't have a choice, but let's talk about it. So I actually have a specific person in mind, and that's an ex-student of mine. It's not about that, this guy is a pretty good dancer actually, and he can do some stuff, right? He got some nice moves. But he only trains with people that are lower level than him, right? And he came back to me once, and I already told him, man, also train with other people, train with us. You gotta push yourself, because he obviously stayed sort of stagnant in what he could do, and that's because he sort of trains with people, and then he's the best there, and he feels like the man every training, right? So that's sort of not the way, but it's fine if you train with those people. But you should also try to train with people that are either on your level, but hopefully even better than you. That's actually a good thing. If people are better than you than in multiple ways, that's kind of fine. Like for instance, training with Lee from the Rockets. Sort of, to be honest, when I train with him, I'm rarely that impressed with him. But then when I see him on the video, see all that crazy stuff he can do. But what I did notice, for instance, that he often does some planking on the side. So he goes a little bit to the side, does some planking, right? Just in the training. So that's interesting. I never do that, right? I never do planking. So you can sort of already learn that way. Obviously, if you train together, you can ask for techniques. There's a guy in Amsterdam doing 10 rounds of 90 and 2 sides air flare and everything with a really nice shape. So if I wanted to learn from that guy, I could actually ask him for technique. But I'm quite competitive also. So when he does stuff like that, sometimes we battle for fun or whatever. I come with my own weird shit, like air flare, and then just my air flare is butt ugly, obviously, but then with a weird jump and a twist, sort of as a competition to that guy, kind of just for fun. But also, man, that guy is really good. How am I gonna answer to that level, right? So you gotta push yourself. You gotta stay humble, but at the same time hungry for reaching and pulling up to the level of the people around you. And that's kind of hard if you are by far the best there. As an example, I want to give myself, because back in the day when I started breaking, I learned relatively fast. In a year I could do over 10 flares, and I could do windmills, right? Or maybe if that's not fast nowadays, but back then that was sort of impressive if you look at it on paper. And these guys from my crew, because I started on a crew and everybody was sort of on my level of breaking 1 year, and they were all like, man, you're really good, you can do the flare, you're pretty awesome and stuff. And I felt like the man, right? And this was actually pre-cell phones, and that had a camera, right? So I will say, man, I'm good, I can do flares, I can do combos, flare, windmill flare, or some shit like that, right? And I felt like really good about myself, I guess. And then I finally saw footage of myself, and I could cry, man. I did those moves, but they looked really ugly and low level, basically, right? And because these guys hyped me up, I was like, yeah, man. I don't know if I felt like that, but you feel like, okay, I'm good, I'm doing good, right? And actually, you should sort of pull up to that level of people that are around you. What it's hard to do is everybody's way below you, and you also feel quite nice about yourself, right? Now, sometimes you can actually train with people at a low level, and there's actually nothing wrong with that, but also try to train with killers, because then you become a killer yourself. See you next time.